If you want to enjoy sound in the most accurate and precise form possible, we need speakers that are able to reproduce as it was meant to be, as close as possible to the original, as envisioned and recorded by the artists, the music directors, composers, and recording engineers. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters and friends. Welcome to AV Electronics Marketing Sdn Bhd. My name is Andy, and today we shall talk about studio monitors. Let me tell you why studio monitors are the best speakers for you to get the most accurate sound for your listening pleasure. So, lend me your ears. But before that, let me ask you to like our Facebook page and also subscribe to our YouTube channel under AV Electronics Marketing Sdn Bhd. So don't forget, like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So let me ask you, are you a music lover, a hi-fi enthusiast, or an audio purist, or a movie watcher, or a computer user, or a gamer who wants the most accurate and precise sound quality to pleasure your ears? If yes, then studio monitors are the speakers for you. Using normal speakers like multimedia speakers or other common speakers in the market may not reproduce the sound accurately as those as close to the original, because most speakers are designed to a certain characteristic to suit certain users or certain tastes, or just not well designed at all. In the market, there are many different brands, many different types of speakers, all with different characteristics and sound. Some have more bass, more punch. Some have strong vocals or instruments. Some are very sharp or bright. And some are just plain. Okay, this is what we call coloration, sound coloration. It changes the sound. You may dislike it or you may even like it, but you will not get the original sound accurately. On the other hand, studio monitors, are designed very differently. They are designed and tuned for maximum accuracy and precision and minimum coloration, or in a more technical term, to respond as flat as possible. But don't misunderstand this term flat. It is nothing negative, okay? It does not mean that the sound is dead or no bass or no punch or no kick or less crispy. A flat response means it can reproduce sound as accurately and precisely or as close to the original as possible. The keywords here are accurate, precise, and original. Recording engineers use studio monitors to listen to the most accurate and precise sound so they can tune the recording tracks to the best reproduction possible as how they want it to be. If speakers produce inaccurate sound, they will end up tuning the tracks wrongly and the tracks will sound bad. Then it's garbage in, garbage out. So if you want the same quality of sound reproduction that the recording engineers require, studio monitors are the best choice for you. We have 4 studio monitors from 2 brands. These are from Behringer and these are from Pro-L. So let's have a look physically what they look like. Okay, let's see. Okay, these are the Behringer studio monitors, and this is the Behringer Next K8 and this is the Next K5, while these are from Pro-L, and this is the Acon 5 and this is the Acon 6. And if you look behind, okay, let's look behind. They have knobs and switches for control. And if you look at this one, has even more. Okay, let me put this properly. Okay, look at the rear. It even has power outlet and even has an on-off switch and some controls. And the different knobs and switches are for you to adjust, minute adjustments to change the sound a little bit to suit the environment or to suit any response that is not flat. And we shall see that. Let us look at the rear panel of a studio monitor. This is the Behringer Next K5. This section is the power input and the on-off switch, and this is the input section, XLR, quarter inch or RCA jack. And this is the input trim where you control the input level, okay, typically set at 0. This section is very important. This is to control the frequency response. This is the high frequency compensation section. Okay, either you want to increase or reduce the high frequency for room acoustic absorption. This part is to control the low frequency compensation. You can minus the low frequencies here. And this part is room compensation, where you compensate for acoustics, whether you put it in free field, against the wall, or at the corner. So let's see how we use these switches to get the most accurate and precise sound possible. How do these studio monitors work? Okay, to give you that accurate and precise sound. Okay, it's very hard to describe, and we shall show you in some graphics. Okay, we have some graphs and we shall show you what does it mean. Flat response rate, accurate, precise, and original with minimum coloration. Let's have a look. So let's look at how we can measure the frequency response of the studio monitor, and let's look at the equipment setup to measure them. Here we have a measurement microphone that we have placed in front of the studio monitor, Behringer Next K5, and the microphone is approximately 6 inches from the center of the monitor and right in between the high and low frequency drivers. Okay, and this is the microphone that will pick up the sound from the studio monitor. We are also using a software called Smart Live, and this software, firstly, we shall send a pink noise signal to the mixer and back into the software to measure the signal as seen in this green line over here. Okay, so this is the signal that is sent from the Smart Live software to the mixer and back to Smart Live as a reference measurement. And this is a very nice flat curve with just slight variances at the low frequencies. Okay, so this is the reference, the most accurate signal. So now we place the monitor roughly in the center of the room, which we call free field. Okay, free field, and with 0 settings. So this is the frequency response curve when we place the monitor free field at 0 settings. And as you can see, this is the actual response of a monitor versus the flat response curve from Smart Live software. And you can see the high frequencies here are a bit higher, while there's a drop off in the low frequencies. This is due to the Next K5 being a small monitor where it can't respond so well at the very low frequencies. This can be compensated by using a subwoofer. Okay, so we shall use this black line, the free field 0 settings, as the reference. And we will try to improve this curve. Let's see what we can do. Okay, let's try free field high frequency minus 4 dB. Okay, we switch to high frequency minus 4 dB, and you can see from this purple line, the high frequencies has dropped a bit. It's a little bit flatter. Okay, and let's try another setting. And this setting is free field low frequency minus 6 dB. And this brown line, you can see everything else is roughly the same. And you can see from the low frequencies, the curve is steeper. Okay, it's a steeper drop off. Okay, but not much difference. Let's try another setting. Okay, still in a free field position, and we do a room compensation minus 6 dB. And you can see the mid to low frequencies have dropped a bit. Okay, so the room compensation has changed this part of the response. So in the end, we found that the flattest response was actually free field. Okay, high frequencies minus 4 dB. Okay, we just needed to cut a bit of the high frequencies here. Okay, so as you can see, this is flatter than this. Okay, so let's go back to the reference free field 0 settings, and we shall move the placement of the speaker at the wall. Okay, let's look at the measurement of the speaker at the wall at 0 settings, and this is the response curve. Okay, quite the same, but with some increase in the mid frequencies, low mid frequencies. Everything else is roughly the same. So let's see how we can improve upon this. The monitor placed at the wall, and we tested a few settings, and we actually found that high frequencies minus 4 dB and room compensation minus 2 dB, okay, which is this, as the best, most accurate setting. Okay, you can see the curve is flatter. Okay, let's just take away the 0 setting, and you can see this is a flatter curve. Okay, so this is the most accurate response from the studio monitor. Okay, just as a comparison again, this is the difference: 0 settings in the brown line and the purple line at minus 4 dB at the high frequencies and minus 2 dB at for room compensation. Okay, let's go back to free field 0 settings as a reference, and now we shall place the speaker at the corner of the room and angle at a 45 degrees. Okay, let's see how it performs, how it responds. And when you put the studio monitor at the corner of a room, you can see overall there are slight increases at almost all the frequencies. Okay, some variance here. And look at the low frequencies. Corners of a room tend to boost the low frequencies by a lot. Okay, so you may get a more boomy bass. Okay, and so we want to try to correct this. And let's see what settings have we found that have the best flat curve or the most accurate sound. And this is the setting. Okay, let's take away the free field one. And this is the setting that we found most accurate when we place the monitor at the corner. Okay, so looking at this brown line, okay, what's the setting? High frequencies minus 4 dB and room compensation minus 6 dB. Okay, so high frequencies, okay, there's a slight reduction here. It's flatter. And for room compensation, it has brought down the low frequencies lower. Okay, so overall, this brown line is a flatter curve than this blue line. Okay, so the blue line is 0 settings, and this brown line is high frequency minus 4 dB and room compensation minus 6 dB. So if compared to the 0 settings at near field, there is also a difference. Okay, so we try to bring it as close as possible to a flat curve. See, so this is comparison. Okay, the green line is the flat signal. Okay, the purple line is the best setting for free field. This next line here, okay, another different shade of purple. See, all this we have compensated and they're roughly the same. Okay, we are trying to get the flattest response. So this is how we set up a studio monitor and make the adjustments that we have at the rear panel to get the flattest curve and the most accurate sound. Okay, so this is the most accurate sound at the various locations in the room. So now you know what are studio monitors and how they work and perform. If you want that accurate, precise and original sound with minimum coloration, then these studio monitors are the right speakers for you. This is AV Electronics signing off. Thank you and see you in the next video. Goodbye.